You're listening to the December 15th, 2018 reading of Blossom Goodchild's channeling with the Federation of Light.
Welcome. I'm looking forward to today's conversation. May I quickly begin with the triple energy thing? I've come across a few, me being one, who have had complete meltdowns from circumstances presented that seem to affect the being in a much deeper, profound way than usual. Is this because of the triple energy?
Good morning to you, and all beings of pure light that come upon these words. What we would like people to understand is that these intense energies affect different people at different times, depending on what is needed to be reconciled. These new energies fluctuate within the soul self energies of the individual as they figure out what is required in order to bring about balance within the higher vibrational frequency that the body, and therefore everything else within the self, is moving into.
Phew! What a long sentence.
So indeed, some will feel as you, and others will feel this at some point, or maybe not at all, depending on the rewiring that the new coding is bringing forth.
So, we are rewiring on top of everything else now.
Indeed.
Meaning what, exactly?
Meaning that the higher energies are structurally changing your makeup. Hence, as we spoke of the many that are feeling this so much on a physical level.
My heart has been going insane. I'm trying to recognize it as activation as opposed to anxiety.
The heart is especially being reconditioned, for the heart is the soul center of the self. In that we mean the heart is being upgraded, and it is conditioning itself to the higher energy of itself and its workings. Therefore, the heart indeed is feeling, experiencing the tripled energy as the base from which the energies are flowing within. There is so much one is realigning themselves with, and yet it is happening all by itself. There is a deeper knowing coming from within. Most can certainly nod their heads at this remark. It is in itself unexplainable in your words. Yet that knowing that we speak of is letting itself be known more and more. It is purely by feeling this within oneself that the recognition of knowing is becoming stronger. The basis of this knowledge is part of your inherent makeup. Therefore, it is always part of you, always within you. The levels to which it extends moves beyond time and space. Although you yourselves, as human beings, in a human experience, are working within the realms of time and space. Many may be experiencing snippets of unusual visuals, or simply feeling more in tune with the goings-on of these higher workings. One can now experience the higher light of themselves and begin to know it as a general oneness. For indeed, as these energies continue to flow through, they connect one another through the coding that corresponds with the like-minded. This connection, this bond, strengthens the very matter of who you are. And as one allows this connection to be, it in turn ripples out and assists in raising the coded level of understanding such things to those who have no idea about any such things.
These codes seem very prominent in discussion at the moment.
Because, dearest Blossom, dearest souls, you are now within a satisfactory vibratory place that enables one to use them for the highest good of all.
Without even understanding what on earth they're all about.
There is no need for you to understand. The greatest mathematicians of your world could not keep up with their ever-changing format.
Yet mathematicians from other worlds can?
The codes are a design. They work for themselves.
It's rather mind-blowing to think that everything is a code.
And yet, it is the format, the makeup of all that is.
I thought you were going to say of your planet. Really? Everything that is coded?
Indeed, energy itself, in its purest form, energy itself in all that is love energy. The codes that are installed within this energy allows the energy to find that which it is desiring to be at any one given time.
Yet, and here's a humdinger, who invented or programmed the codes in the first place?
The divinity of all there is, the divine source energy, is everything.
Okay, so does the divine source energy have a brain, as ridiculous as that sounds?
No, we smile. Not in the way that you think a brain functions. We can only put it to you in the sense that this energy had the desire to explore itself. It was, as is, pure energy, being there.
Being where?
Everywhere and nowhere. And no, we're not talking in riddles. This is the only way to explain it.
Okay, let's try and continue.
The coding phenomenon developed out of a desire to become.
Become what?
Anything and everything, rather than just being itself in the form of all of itself in pure love.
Yep, I could see one would get a little lonely and bored.
You say that in jest, yet in truth you have hit the nail on the head. There was a need to become everything. And from that desire, life itself was born.
I didn't know if you were going to say born or created.
Is it not the same thing?
I guess so. So, what came first, the chicken or the egg? I.e., the coding or life?
You are truly ready to push your boundaries.
Well, in for a penny, in for a pound these days. Caution to the wind and all that.
Are you ready? The coding created life.
Whoa. So, we are just one big barcode. Here goes. How?
By devising numerically that which energy of the extreme highest level, at the extreme highest level, you understand that, would conduct a form of energy into life itself. We would add to that love energy in its supremacy was already life itself, yet not in format. It needed format to become visible, would we say, although we are unable to fully express the working of. Once codes were working for themselves...
Hold on, could I just stop you there? How do they work for themselves?
By instructing them to do so.
Who instructed them?
The desire to become.
Okay, I'll keep with the flow.
Once they became a validated working program, and let us remember here, this is divine programming.
Meaning what?
Meaning faultless. They were able to manipulate themselves into anything and everything. So at this stage, we would be best to leave your minds to settle with that one. For to get from that which we have just explained to that of you sitting in your chair communicating with us, all by coding, may tend to...
blow my brains out?
Possibly.
Far out. And yet, in a way, it actually makes no difference. Knowing I was born through a mathematical compilation in my original format as a human being, once upon a time. At the end of the day, I've come to accept that I am love. Every part of me, everything that is love. And if numerical format was the creation that burst forth in order to express and experience this love, so be it. It is interesting, yet not really necessary to have to understand. And I say that with the greatest of respect for sharing that knowledge with us. Indeed, I do.
You are correct. We feel this session is complete for this time.
I feel the same. Tickety-boo. I guess so many of us are now of an understanding that can assist us in understanding so much more. Although I don't really understand it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
We do.
In gratitude, in loving service, I am.